Good morning to all the students of class 9. Most welcome to all of you in this video. This is Karunesh Mishra, subject teacher of social study from Lakshmi Prasad Memorial Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. Dear students, today I am going to teach all of you the first chapter of economics, that is the story of village Palampur. Dear students, the purpose of teaching this story, the story of village Palampur, is to introduce all of you with some basic concepts relating to the productions. Relating to the productions, Palampur is a hypothetical village. Farming is the main activities over there in a Palampur, whereas several other activities such as small scale manufacturing, dairy, transport, etc. are carried out on a limited scales. These productions activities need various types of resources: natural resources, man-made items, human efforts, money, etc. As we read through the story of Palampur, we will be able to learn how various resources combine to produce the desired goods and services in the village. So let's start with an introductory note. Dear students, Palampur is well connected with the neighboring villages and towns. Raiganj, a big village, is 3 kilometers away from Palampur, and all weather roads connects the village to Raiganj and further on to the nearest small town of Shahpur. Many kinds of transport are visible on this road, starting from bullock carts, tangas, bogies, wooden cart drawn by buffaloes, loaded with jaggery, good and other commodities, to motor vehicles like motorcycles, jeeps, tractors and trucks. This village has about 450 families belonging to the several different castes. The 80 upper caste families own the majority of land in the village. Their houses, some of them quite very large, and are made of bricks with a cement plastering. The scheduled caste, Dalits, comprises one third of the populations and live in one corner of the village and in much smaller houses, some of which are of mud and straw. Most of the houses have electric connections. Electricity powers all the tube in the field and is used in the various types of small business. Palampur has two primary schools and one high school. There is a primary health center also run by the government and one private dispensary where the sick are treated. The story of Palampur is an imaginary village which will take us through the different types of productions activities in the village. In village across India, farming is the main productions activity. The other productions activities referred to as non-farm activities include small manufacturing, transport, shopkeeping, etc. We shall take a look at both these types of activities after learning a few general things about the productions. So let's know about the productions and the factors of productions. Dear students, the main aim of production is to produce the goods and services that we want. There are four requirements for productions in the goods and services. What are these? Let you know. The first requirement is a land. The first requirement of production is a land. and other natural resources such as water, forests, minerals. And the second requirement of productions is a labor. Peoples who will do the work. Example, who is the laborer? The peoples who will do the work. Some productions activities requires highly educated workers to perform the necessary tasks. Other activities require workers who can do manual work. Each worker is providing the labor necessary for productions. The third requirement of productions is a physical capital. What is the physical capital? The variety of inputs required at every stage during the productions. What are the items that come under the physical capitals? Let's know about it. Dear students, tools, machine and buildings. These are the items which come under the physical capitals. Tools and machines range from very simple tools such as a farmer's plow to sophisticated machines such as generator, turbines, computer, etc. Tool, machines, building can be used in productions over many years and are called fixed capital. What are called fixed capital? Tool, machine and buildings. Why these are called fixed capitals? Because these are used in a productions over many years. Second, raw materials and money in hand is also examples of physical capitals. Productions requires a variety of raw materials such as the yarn used by the weavers and the clay used by the potters. Also, some money is always required during productions to make payments and buy other necessary items. Raw materials and money in hands are called working capital. Unlike tools, machines and buildings, these are used up in a productions. There is a fourth requirement too. What is the fourth requirement of productions? You will need knowledge and enterprises to be able to put together land, labor and physical capitals and produce an output either to use yourself or to sell in the market. These days is called human capitals. We shall learn more about the human capitals in the next chapters. Dear students, every production is organized by combining land, labor, physicals, capitals and human capitals, which are all together known as the factors of productions. As we read through the story of Palampur, we will learn more about the first three factors of productions. For convenience, we will refer to the physical capitals as the capital in these chapters. So farming in Palampur, let's know about it. Land is a fixed. Farming is the main productions activity in Palampur. Which is the main economic activities in Palampur? Farming. Okay. 75% of the peoples who are working are dependent on farming for their livelihood. What are the percentage of the peoples who are dependent on farming? 75%. They could be farmers or farm laborers. The well-being of these people is closely related to the productions on the farms. But remember that there is a basic constraint in raising farm productions. Land area under cultivations is practically fixed. Since 1960 in Palampur, there has been no expansions in land area under the cultivations. By then, some of the wasteland in the village had been converted to cultivable land, there exists no further scope to increase farm productions by bringing new land under cultivations. The standard unit of measuring land is a hectare, though in the village you may find land area being discussed in a local unit such as bigha, etc. 1 hectare equals the area of a square with one side measuring 100 meters. Can you compare the area of a 1 hectare field with the area of your school ground? Dear students, is there a way one can grow more from the same land? Let's know about it, that how one can grow more and more from using the same plot of land. In the kind of crops grown and facilities available Palampur would resembles a village of the western part of the state of Uttar Pradesh. All land is cultivated in Palampur. No land is left idle. During the rainy season, Kharif, Kharif Kharif crops are grown over there. Farmers grow jowar and bajra. These plants are used as a cattle feed. It is followed by cultivations of potato between the October and December. In the winter season, rabi crops are grown there. Fields are sown with wheat. From the wheat produced, farmers keep enough wheat for the family's consumptions and sell the surplus wheat at the market at Raiganj. A part of the land area is also devoted to sugarcane, which is harvested once every year. Sugarcane in its raw form or as a jaggery is sold to traders in Sahpur. The main reason why farmers are able to grow three different crops in a year in a Palampur is due to well developed system of irrigations. What is the main reason that the farmers of village Palampur able to grow three different crops in a year? The main reasons why the farmers of village Palampurs are able to grow three different crops in a year is due to well developed system of irrigation. Electricity came early to Palampur. Its major impact was to transform the system of irrigations. Porcelain wells were till then used by farmers to draw water from the well and irrigate small fields. People saw that the electric run tube wells could irrigate much larger area of land more effectively. The first few tube wells were installed by the government however, farmers started setting up private tube wells. As a result, by mid 1970, the entire cultivated area of 200 hectares was irrigated. To grow more than one crop on a piece of land during the year is known as the multiple cropping. What is known as the multiple cropping? To grow more than one crop on a piece of land during the year is known as the multiple cropping. It is the most common way of increasing productions on a given piece of land. All farmers in Palampur grow at crops. Many are growing potatoes as the third crop in the past 15 to 20 years. Okay, students, let's discuss some important questions based on the para which I have explained you just now. What is the main economics activities in Palampur? Dear students, the main economic activities in Palampur is a farming. What was the status of upper caste families in Palampur? The 80 upper caste families own majority of land in Palampur. Some of their houses were quite large and made up of brick with cement plaster. Next questions. What was the benefit of electricity in Palampur? Most of the houses have electricity connections, electric connections. Electricity is used to power the tube wells in the fields and also for many small business. What facilities are available for education and health in Palampur? Palampur has two primary schools and one high schools and also one high school. There is a primary health center run by the government and one private dispensary where the sick are treated. Define productions. Dear students, what do you understand by the productions? Productions is an activity that involves making of goods or services that a person needs. Farmer's plow is an examples of which factor of productions? Dear students, as I have explained you that farmer's plow is an examples of fixed capital. This is the example of fixed capital and it comes under the physical capitals. What do you mean by the physical capitals? At every stage of productions, we need a variety of inputs such as machines, raw materials and money together. These are called the physical capital. What is the first and foremost requirement for the productions of goods and services? The first and foremost requirement for the productions of goods and services is the land and other factors of productions like labor and capital. What do you mean by the working capital? Working capital refers to the variety of raw material and money in hand during the productions in order to make payment and buy other necessary items. What is the human capital? Human capital refers to knowledge and enterprises required to put together land, labor and physical capital and produce an output for self-consumptions or to sell in the market. Name the Kharif and Rabi crops grown in the Palampur. Dear students, the Kharif are Jowar and Bajra and the Rabi crops are wheat and sugarcane which are grown in Palampur. Potatoes are also grown in between these two seasons. What was the main reasons for the growth of three different crops in a year in the village Palampur? The main reason for the growth of three different crops in a year was well-developed system of irrigation. What is the impact of electricity on the irrigations? Earlier, with the use of Persian's wheels, people used to irrigate small areas by using water from the wells. But now with the use of electricity and tube wells, they can irrigate larger areas in a lesser time. What is the multiple cropping? This is also very important questions related to this para. Multiple cropping means to grow more than one crop on the same piece of land. What is multiple cropping? Multiple cropping means to grow more than one crop on the same piece of land. Define yield. Yield means crop produced on a given piece of land during a single season. How did the Indian farmers benefit from green revolutions? Dear students, the Green Revolution enables the Indian farmers to cultivate wheat and rice, using high yielding varieties of seeds, irrigations, chemical fertilizers, insecticide, pesticide, etc. That's all. Thank you for listening me. Have a great day to all of you. Take care on your health and continue your study.